Hello. So welcome to my home office / video studio. So today I'm going to give you a tour of where I work and where I make videos. So are you ready? So I know it looks like my kids have set up camp in my office right now, but let me explain what's going on. It's not usually like this, so I just want to give you some background context. So what you see here is a part of acoustic dampening. Because I live in a house which is made of concrete, the walls are really echoey, and I haven't yet figured out how I want to soundproof this room. So until I figure out how I'm going to soundproof this room, this is a makeshift while I'm shooting videos. It's these mattresses and stuff are only here while I'm shooting videos, not normally in my home office. But let me just walk you through what's happening. So there's a mattress here. There's some cushions over here. There's some extra cushions over there. There's another weird mattress over there. There's some cushions over there. There's a beanbag stuffed under there. Don't ask. So my kids have not set up this room. I have set this up because all of this soft furnishing helps to absorb the echo and it makes the sound quality in my videos better. And that's really the number one thing when you're making YouTube videos. You have to have good audio quality, because even if you have a slightly, maybe not the best video quality or photo quality, but you want to have really great audio quality so people can actually understand the amazing information that you're sharing. So that's really important, and that's why we have this. Okay, so the big takeaway. You can buy the most expensive microphone, but if your room is not free of echo, the mic will actually pick up, it'll be more sensitive and it'll pick up more of the echo. So whatever mic you have, make sure that you do add either soundproofing, acoustic panels, or a makeshift arrangement, whatever you can to deaden echo so that you get a good quality audio in your videos. If you've been watching my videos for a while, you know that I started off making videos with a green screen backdrop, and that worked really well for me for the first few years that I did it. But then I wanted to make a shift for a couple of reasons. One was that I just wanted more branding. So the purple wall I wanted to have for ages. And also because I wanted to have a more conversational, comfortable, casual vibe to my videos. And the green screen was really nice, but it gave a more news or information channel vibe, whereas I wanted to have like a real conversation with you. And so it was more, just a different vibe that I was going for. And also because I feel more relaxed sitting down and just talking, and it's easier and faster to make these videos because I just come, I sit, and we start to shoot. The edit is also a lot faster because we don't have to worry about, what background, and I can finally wear green shirts again. So I never have any green clothes because I never bought any because we were always shooting with green screen. But so those were the reasons why we made that change. And so the first thing that I needed to do was get this wall painted. It used to be yellow, and it was bad because the yellow always sort of clashed with my skin tone, and the white balance for my videos was always out. So shooting with a yellow wall backdrop was very, very challenging. So the first thing we had to do was get this wall painted, and I can tell you it was no easy feat to choose the purple or the exact purple that I wanted for the wall. In fact, I remember going to the paint shop and I told them that I want to paint the wall purple, and they said, "Ooh, that's like a dangerous color to get right." And it took us a couple of tries, and I actually chose the color, and then we mixed a little bit of white and black to get the perfect combination of purple. We did a test run, and then there were like, I think, 5 coats of paint on this wall to get it looking just the way that I wanted it to look. So that was a bit of a process. And after I got that done, the next thing to do was to order the furniture. So I love like a minimalist vibe, and I love white furniture. So I found this desk on Instagram and I ordered it. And then I loved it so much that from the same company, I asked them to make this, I guess I would call it a console or table or shelf or whatever. And I asked them to make this for me. So this is on order, and they made it according to my custom specifications. And I knew, I measured the backdrop. I knew how much I wanted it to be, how high I wanted it to be. I knew I wanted to put some decorative items in my backdrop as well. So I had this vision of how I wanted it to look. I drew it out on paper, and then this company made this for me, and I love it. I love how all the furniture turned out. It's exactly what I was aiming for. And so if you're trying to make a video background for your, video shoots, then think about what's the background color. Maybe you could go with wallpaper, maybe you could go with wall hangings, maybe you could go with paint like I did. So you can have all these options, and I'll link to some options in the description below as well, to where you can buy certain kinds of paper and change the entire look of your background wall. Or you can put a fabric, you can do a million different things, get really creative with your background and make sure it represents you and the colors that are part of your brand palette. And then the next thing that I wanted to do was I wanted to decorate the wall with my, let's call them value statements, right? So I wanted to, instead of always be saying what I stand for and what I believe in, I kind of wanted the wall to talk on my behalf. And so I chose these quotes and I got them framed and I got them printed. So these are all custom frames and these are all custom prints. So I didn't buy them as they were. I got them all made. Start Before You're Ready comes from Steven Pressfield's book. And I love the quote. I've always loved it. It's something I really believe in. I think that, it's just something that resonates really deeply with me. And I'm sure I talk about it a lot on like YouTube and Instagram as well. So I'm not going to go into it right now. Then the other thing is plan to repeat. It's so simple. It's hard work. It's non-glamorous. It's just getting things done. I really believe in that mantra as well. And so all the rest is, just my statements and things that I like to say. So word about branding. If that's something that's important to you, here's how I did it. So I chose like my primary color palette, which was purple. Then I chose my complementary colors. So they're white and black. And then I chose an accent color, which is gold. So you can see touches of gold in the accessories here, in the frames, all of that. And so you want to have a color palette that has these basic colors, and then you can sort of just design your prints according to that color palette. And I'll put in some links in the description of where you can buy prints like these and just order them perhaps online. I got these made. This is a wooden frame. And it's really simple. There's no glass on top because glass causes reflection. And so that just doesn't look good in videos. So we just have like a paper print and that's it. So before I put the prints up on the wall, I actually planned it all out on a newspaper with like markers, and I drew out the size of the frames so that when I'm actually shooting, I know where I'm going to be in reference to the background. And so I have a clear idea of, okay, when I'm actually sitting and shooting these videos, what is the background going to look like? So I planned all the pieces out on newspaper in advance. So my question for you today is, what part of your video setup do you need to improve? Is it the equipment? Is it the background? Is it something else? Let me know in the comments below. One of the other reasons why I wanted a good backdrop and wanted to do the whole thing was because of live streams. So I wanted the live streams, the recorded videos, my coaching calls, everything to have that branding element, everything to look, branded. And so that's the other reason I bought this. This is all the wires. This is the Logitech webcam that I got for live streaming. So I got this, and then this is the mic that I use for live streaming. So this is the stand, the mic stand. This is a Samsung mic. I'll link to everything in the description, don't worry. So this is my live streaming setup, and I just opened my laptop, put this on, and then I have my backdrop all ready. So that was another reason to get the whole backdrop thing done, so that I can just do live streams and everything is set up. I don't have to worry about what's showing in the back or set it up. So that was another really big reason to do this. So the other equipment that I'm using a switch pod as my tripod, which I got at VidSummit. Thank you, Daryl Eves and Pat Flynn. Great product. I'll link to it in the description as well. And I'm using a Canon 550D camera on top of the switch pod right now. It's an old camera, but make the most of what you have. I will be changing cameras sometime this year, and we'll be buying a Panasonic G7. Is it, Ali? Yeah, Panasonic G7, which is also, according to my husband, an old camera, but that's the one that he's chosen. So the other equipment is, the mics that I use is the Boya M1 mic. Again, I'll link to everything in the description. I also sometimes use the Audio-Technica lavalier mics. So they're all Lipple mics. It's the wire goes in. I like to have like the microphone not showing, so it's actually just right. I use like duct tape and I just put it in right there. So that's the insider trick. Then the lights are softbox lights. So I have two. So one is on this side, one's on this side. So they just, light the face evenly. And then also because they give a more softer glow. So that's the reason for using them. And like I said, I'll link to everything if you want. All of my gear guide and everything that I've talked about that I use. Also the stuff that I'm planning to buy. I'll put a link down to my gear guide. So you can just get everything from there. All the equipment, all the references, all the products and everything that I use and everything that's in my home office / video studio. So if you are looking for inspiration, this is the video, hopefully that's going to give that to you. And if somebody else who you know is looking for inspiration on how to set up their background and set up their home office and set up a video studio, then please share this video out with them. Remember to subscribe to my channel if you enjoy the content that I create. And remember to go after what you want and build a brand you love because you can be the media.